Good morning, Grand Rising, beautiful, melanated, original, whatever you respectfully call yourself, people. It's your girl, Straight No Chaser with the Queen, here on my YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. So come on in here again. Follow me, Straight No Chaser with the Queen, on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Straight with the Queen. Hey, beautiful, melanated, original people. What are y'all doing during this holiday season? Halala season. But you see the title. Are we only programmed to care during the holidays? Especially Christmas and Thanksgiving, the holiday season. It's like, why is that? Why is that? It's like we wait for a certain day, or we program to wait for a certain day that we say be thankful. Now, we already know we're not going to agree on this subject about what about being thankful. You know, the racism that comes behind the Thanksgiving so-called holiday day. You know, the holiday is about when the white people from Europe came, and the holiday is painted that they came over here, they broke bread, they ate, and they were thankful. But that is not what happened. You know, they were killed, the land was stolen and raped, blah blah blah. Most of our other people were brought over here on boats forcefully, even though we were already traveling on boats. You know, we were already here because we were already traveling on boats and stuff. And then basically we were raped and put into slavery. Those that was the weaker of us were killed off, you know. So why do we only wait to man-made holidays to actually tap into our thankfulness, to actually tap into the feeling of something, the feeling of gratefulness, the feeling of love? Why? We're programmed, you know it. Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving, especially Christmas. Especially Christmas. Christmas comes along and we're programmed to take that same feeling. Now we're giving. It's like our lives are the actual matrix. And we don't want to those that benefit from the matrix. It's okay for them to pretend. It's okay for them to pretend because they benefit. We're painted this thing that on Thanksgiving, everybody, we're celebrating, we're saying what we're thankful about. Then come along Christmas. I don't know if we're celebrating for Santa Claus or if we're celebrating supposedly the Jesus birthday. But we know in our history that we're taught to we're taught to not search. We're taught to not study the originality of all of these holidays. You are taught that these holidays, Jesus was born, you don't know what day, but he was born on the 25th. But then along you got some Santa Claus, then you got a tree, Santa Claus. We run around in this confusion that white man has made just as confused as them. And we really still refuse to research our own history. We refuse to research the origins of all of this. If you knew the history, and if you knew where all of these holidays came from, you would understand these were holidays, basically seasons that our people already were celebrating in some shape, form, or fashion. But because the European, who never created anything on their own, piggybacked off of our days and rechanged them, reshaped them for the benefit of the propaganda they needed to push to keep us in an enslaved mind. These holidays do belong to us, but not in this shape, form, and fashion in the holidays that we are celebrating them to be. Somebody said, I don't know what you're talking about. As part of our culture is black people to care. No, honey, You know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yes, it's in our culture to care. We care all the time. That's why we're enslaved. But only around this time. Only around this time is when it's showed. Most of the time, most black parents, let's talk, you wait until the day that they assigned you to reward your kids with presents, and then it's in the shape and form of fashion of white supremacy, where you're supposed to tell your kid that a white man in a red suit is coming down the chimney to reward them for being good. And what the hell is good in this type of society we're living in today? So we are all trapped in this. But what I want us to know is that these holidays do belong to us, not in this shape, form, or fashion. When the Europeans came in and took over, they took it over because most of them, they don't know. Like, they don't know. They take over our stuff and they don't know how to use it. They don't know what it is. They shape it and they twist it to fit their narratives, to fit the stories, to fit the lies that they feed to us. And then when they took it over, just like they took over our lands, our cultures, our people, our body, our children, they took over our freedom, they took over our holidays, and then they renamed these things. Anything that goes against white supremacy's views is pagan now. But yet, no Christian and nobody can really understand, except for, if you know the history of December the 25th, why you really celebrating the things you celebrate. What's the new year? But we wait to these times to reward ourselves. We wait to these times and we make the sacrifices to get these presents and all this stuff to look loving. We make the sacrifices to decorate our houses. We make the sacrifices that we won't make during the other times of the year. Why? Why we don't make the sacrifices to show we care any other time in the year? Why is it all piled on one day? Because everybody else is doing it. That's the type of culture we have become as black people. We have become the people copy off of us and we do it because everybody else is doing it. They put a celebrity or somebody in front of us, whether they wearing clothes, it's a saying, or, if they're supporting something. When they grabs us, we do it because that person is doing it. They have made us not look into ourselves, but look into what they offer and lead us with. We don't really show any time that we care. And I just brought this up because I used to always be the person I say holiday season, halala season now. I'm not taking from it because I have to think most of us, we say we're woke, right? We're all of us that we claim are woke. Well, I'm woke enough to have common sense also. Okay. I'm woke enough to know I need to study and understand the beginning of everything. And you should be that. When we say wake up, we mean understand, start trying to figure out what is going on around you and why do you behave the way you behave? Why do you think the way you think? Why do you like the things you like? Why do you talk the way you talk? Why are you left out? Why are you in the neighborhoods you are in? And whether you're not in those neighborhoods, why do the people who majority look or who classify themselves as us, melanated people, are predominantly struggling all over the world? I got common sense enough to study something and to look at it. And we all are guilty of, most of the time, this is the time of the year that we start making the sacrifices. This is the time of the year that we really start, we hold that time to honor our families. These are the time of the year that we really all together say that we're thankful. Even the races. It's kind of like the time of the year where everything let go a little bit. Because the racism, its job is already done. The blacks are poor, the majority of whites are rich, and those in the middle of people of color, they get majority of the more of the scraps of the rich. But at the end of the day, the majority of the blacks, melanated people, are poor. But yet it's this time of the season where Now it's okay to give. All the churches are giving out. Everybody got, every organization got a turkey, got something to feed the people. I'm not saying organizations don't feed any other time of the year. I'm just saying, how come the abundance comes? The abundance of caring, the abundance of awareness that your brothers and sisters need something. How come it only comes at the end of this time of the year that's programmed for us to care? That's right, Tyrone. Someone said buying things that we cannot afford. Hi, Shirley Smith. You know, am I lying? Why are we programmed to make sacrifices? Some of us are going in debt right now at this time of the year. I know, and then we are so trapped into a web of lies that is so hard. But let me pause here. Those of you that's following me, follow Straight No Chaser with the Queen, or want to follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Straight with the Queen. But yes, I mean, are we? I had noticed that a long time ago. I remember when I started trying to unravel myself from this tangled web that we were in of white supremacy. It's like it's set, it's programmed. It's a time you make your money through the year, then it's a time they come and they zip it from you and we are the most trillion-dollar buying class of people, and all the money going out the door. You know, I listen to all the rumors that they say about us melanated, what the Americans call black people. Do you not look in the mirror? Because when they talk about black people, no matter how much you want to exclude yourself, you're a part of that rumor. You're a part of this class of people. You have been taught not to care and not to look at yourself as one class of people while everybody else does. As a class of people, we're struggling in so many areas. And the only way to stop struggling and get a hold to what is going on with us as black people. Not saying just black, everybody but us as a class is suffering. Shirley said, when I had a business, I would give help all through the year. Yes, Shirley. And I know a lot of black businesses, a lot of organizations. Yes, you do. But at this time of the year, they give more. Because it's like, until black people be convinced, black people are convinced about the story of Jesus, no matter if he black or white, they'll worship a white picture because they'll make the excuse that it's okay. They'll make the excuse that it's okay. They'll make the excuse that it's okay. They'll attribute all the suffering that's actually done by man to your suffering to get some type of jewels and crown, when your body is not even going to be a body no more once you go to this place that you consider heaven. You don't break down the promises that you're working for this God. There's 2,500 religions on the earth or more. But during this time of year, wherever you call it, they are going to be worshiping the time that they give. So why do we wait here? Why is it now when we're programmed to make sacrifices, to spend money we wouldn't spend? And that same amount of money that is going, it's billions of dollars. Why we don't come together and make them same sacrifices to buy the buildings that's run down in our neighborhoods? You can own them buildings and spend that time. Why we don't make them sacrifices to buy the corner stores? Because we're not programmed. Do you get what I'm saying? We're programmed to do stuff. We are programmed people. We're programmed to give away our intellectual property to those that control us, and then they tell us how much it's worth while they making billions. The internet today was made by a black man in Nigeria, and they're not maybe a fraction of the person. See, when it comes down to us melanated people, black people as they want to call us, we only benefit our people when it comes down to our intellectual property, our businesses and stuff. It only benefits, they make sure it only can benefit us individually, and enough might can benefit a small fraction of our family, but it's not usually enough to benefit our whole race as a whole, where we can be those figures that can help our race out of stuff. When it comes down to the white people, when they get it, they make sure that what they have it can benefit them and theirs. When it comes down to the laws, when it comes down to buying their inventions, they took the intellectual property and they benefit from it, right? And they program us to think everything is okay. Then they program us when to spend our money. They program us when to work. They program us when we take vacations. And then those of us that trying to shake out the system, those of us that know this is bull crap, those of us that's tired of going to work every day when you didn't have to work 40 and 80 hours, let alone 2 and 3 jobs, when the so-called inflation is the same banks that get all the money, the central banks. We're not taught to break down where the money going to. We're not understanding that there's a head of this white supremacy and they own the banks, and the same money that they taking from you, taxes, rent, finance, when you finance something, it's all being circled through the same banks. We're programmed so that we can still benefit white supremacy while leaving us out. And the most sensitive part about us that keeps us programmed is our spirituality. They take our spirituality that we knew as spirituality and turned it into man-made religions. And with man-made religions, they control the man. Man-made religions controls the man. My other thing went out. Dang, my phone went out. I don't know. It say no service and everything. But either which way, I was on my other platform. Man-made religions control the man. And we just need to think about that. I just wanted to stop in here. I still have family myself. I love the energy of this time of year because it's like our guards are let down a little bit more. A little bit. We're a little bit easier with each other. But I wish we can take a time to draw the same mentality, the same energy to understand Black people. This is what we need every day. That spirit of giving, that spirit of love, that spirit of thankfulness needs to be drawn and wrote and emitted and transferred to each other. So we can't just keep being programmed to benefit white supremacy. We need to benefit ourselves for a change. So again, y'all have a beautiful, blessed, melanated day. Just stopping in here for a minute. I'll be back on with some more content. Follow your girl, Straight No Chaser with the Queen, on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Straight with the Queen. And I just want to leave this with you. Think about it. Think about all what you celebrate. The Easter Bunny with the rabbit, when that's not the originality. The New Year's, that's not the, does it fit? It's not about a calendar year. You know, white supremacy came in and changed everything. We did stuff with a purpose. White supremacy does stuff with the purpose to benefit white supremacy. They stole everything from us to benefit. But why? What were we doing before white supremacy, and why? Why were we celebrating these holidays? Why were we celebrating these days? Don't wait. Why do we have to wait to the end of the year to tap into our most affectionate spiritual part of us? That's all I'm saying. Let's think. Peace. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell.